The last 10 years have been historic, literally and figuratively. We have seen 3 presidential elections, 2 wars, and 1 financial collapse that has rivaled the Great Depression. 2 of the elections were especially noteworthy in that one required the Supreme Court to decide the outcome, and the other saw us elect the first African American president. It was a single, transcendent moment in our history that will remain indelible for all time. There was only one first instance of anything noteworthy. Weaved throughout this tapestry has been the evolution of how news information is gathered, distributed, and consumed. The internet has reshaped the media landscape, which was once comprised of 3 major networks, local TV and radio, and your hometown newspapers. Now there is a 7 by 24 news cycle, fed by a digital blizzard of websites, blogs, discussion groups, email alerts, and social media. It is impossible to escape information in this new era, but this revolution has also seen a much more subtle evolution of another sort. Just 1 generation ago, the power of the media toppled the presidency through the diligent practice of its craft. The Watergate scandal, which ended in the resignation of President Nixon, was a sterling example of journalists playing detective in a tireless pursuit of the truth. 30 plus years later, there is less evidence that today's crop of journalists have the same old school zeal. Political correctness and affinity for causes seem to have crowded out the passion and crusade for the truth with blunt objectivity. The hard-hitting reporting of the truth, no matter how controversial to the country and embarrassing to those in power, ultimately served the interest of the U.S. citizens. Fast forward to an era when hard-hitting journalism is no longer an equal opportunity interrogator for both sides of the aisle. We'll elaborate on this topic in other sections of this site, but try to imagine sound bites like this going unchallenged 30 years ago.
Now let me say about unemployment insurance, we talk about it as a safety net and the rest. This is one of the biggest stimuluses to our economy. Economists will tell you this money is spent quickly, it injects demand into the economy and is job creating. It creates jobs faster than almost any other initiative you can name.
We see it as an entrepreneurial bill, a bill that says to someone, if you want to be creative and be a musician or whatever, you can leave your work, focus on your talent, your skill, your passion, your aspirations, because you will have health care. You don't have to be job locked.
But we have to pass the bill so that you can find out what is in it.
With due respect to the speaker, no journalist with pride would have failed to grill her for that kind of sophomoric partisan rubbish a generation ago. That is the impetus for this site. Voters are increasingly victimized by a flow of information that is parsed through a prism for its political impact, as decided by the stewards who shape the news. We are facing grim economic fortunes whose tremors could resonate far past our grandchildren, so voters need to become aware of the plain facts that will impact the well-being of their families. This site will guide you through this maze of information and present hard evidence as to the laws that will impact your finances and your family's future. We will reveal documentation that uncovers the real issues in favor of impassioned sound bites that urge you to accept their veracity on their face. We will present concrete facts about key legislation that place your family's future and the nation's solvency at risk, because we have less than 90 days to grab the rudder that can help right the ship. We are launching our site by first focusing on healthcare, but we'll be constantly evolving the content to include other equally impactful legislation like amnesty and cap and trade. This information has been broken down into individual sections. Start with the true cost of the bill, then review the single payer video, followed by tax or no tax. These help introduce high-level topics, then review what's in the bill, and lastly, why you didn't know. The media has taken sides, so someone needed to side with the voters. November is coming and incumbents need to get the message.